How well do I know Adriana? I met Adriana when I was in 6th grade. Her dad would always drop her off at her grandmother's house when he went to work because she was only visiting at the time. She still lived with her mom. My grandma, her grandma called my grandma one day and was just like, "Can you please drop off your granddaughter to hang out with my granddaughter because I don't want to be that boring old grandmother that she has to sit at her house and do nothing all day." So my grandma was like, "Yeah, sure." So she dropped me off. At first, I was just like, okay, why am I getting dropped off? This is my summer vacation. I should not be getting dropped off at somebody's house. And I met Adriana, and me and her got really close. Like, we started talking, started texting, we started hanging out outside her grandmother's house. My grandma would pick her up, her dad would drop her off. We would just hang out, go to her house, she'd come to my house, and then she had to go back home, obviously. So it was kind of like a little hard. It was kind of a little hard saying goodbye to her during the summertime. But I always was looking forward to Thanksgiving, Christmas, and summer vacation because she would always come. It was just a tradition that she never missed. She was always down here during those breaks. So I saw her all the time. And I remember her texting me one day, and she was just like, "I'm moving to Florida to live with my dad." And I was just like, "No, no, you're not. Stop lying to me." Like, I really thought she was joking around with me. I was like, she's not just going to get up and leave her life over there to come live over here in the middle of a school year. I know I wouldn't. That'd be so hard for me to do. And her grandmother called my grandma like 2 weeks after that and was just like, "We're having a family dinner tomorrow night. Adriana's moving back down here. They're gonna be back tomorrow night, and you guys are invited." And so my grandma's like, "Okay, we'll go, blah blah blah." And I was so excited. I was like, "She really is moving down here." So she moved down here, and we had the dinner, and it was early in the summertime, so I was just like, "We can hang out, blah blah blah." She was gonna be going to a different school than me, so that's one thing. We weren't gonna see each other as often, but I was with her like every weekend. She was at my house, I was at her house, and we got so close within the first year that we became best friends. Like, we became inseparable. What do I like about being Adriana's pretty much her best friend? What I like about it is I can pretty much call her my best friend. You know what I mean? She has been there for me through everything, every change that has happened to me since 6 to graduating day. It's just been crazy, the things that we both have been through, the things we've had seen together and everything. And I like knowing that she was there through it all with me. What makes Adriana different from everyone is she's just such a caring person. She has such a big heart, and she has so much to offer to the world. She is funny. She's an amazing person. She's like, how do I explain it? I would have to say she's like the peacemaker between us, because I'm more of like the arguer, the fighter, and everything, and she's more of the, "Oh, calm down, Elizabeth, it's gonna be okay." And she's like, "It's not worth fighting and aggravating yourself over with." And she just gives like the best advice. And so that's one thing that I would have to say would be something I like about her a lot. What are some tougher qualities that we have that of Adriana would be, hmm, there's one thing that bothers me about Adriana. Just one thing. And that's crazy because everything bothers me. But there's just one thing that bothers me about her is I feel like ever since she started dating the one kid that she's dating right now, I just feel like we've kind of drifted a little bit because she has to do everything with him. And I feel like, what if they break up one day? Like, how are you going to be able to go on with your life without him? Like, you guys they're such a cute couple. Don't get me wrong. They're such a cute couple. He treats her amazingly, and I've never seen her happier with any other person. But there's just one thing I just don't like, that everything they do has to be together sometimes. Like, it used to be so easy when our friendship, because I was like, "Hey, let's go do this," and she'd be like, "Okay," and we just go. Now it's just like, "Oh, I have plans tonight with him," or "We're going to do this," and all this stuff. So it's just kind of weird. I feel like I lost a little bit. I just lost my best friend just a little bit, not as much, but it's just, that's one thing that bothers me. That's the only tough thing I have to say about her, is that she's kind of like not really her own person that much anymore. What is the most treasured memory I have with Adriana would have to be, I can't really put it into one, so I'm just gonna try to generalize it as much as I can, would have to be the summer before she started college and I started college. Um, she I knew she was going off to college to be in like the dorms and stuff like that, and I'm doing community college, so I would be going home and coming back and forth. So nothing really changed for me. But with her, she was not going to be at her house anymore. So that was something that I really had a hard time dealing with, was knowing that I couldn't call her and just be like, "Hey, do you want to come over? Do you want to go do this or anything?" Because she's not here anymore. She's still in the same state, but it's still hard because, like I said, she's my best friend, so it's hard not having her here whenever I want. So text messages and FaceTime are really like all I really have left right now, or when she comes to visit, or when I go up there to visit her. It would have to be the summer, like I said. The summer before we started college. We spent every single day together. We spent Monday through Sunday together. I would sleep over her house, she would sleep over my house, and we would be together 24/7. She would have to, if she had to go do something with her family, she would go and come back. If she had to go do something with her boyfriend, she would go and come back. We would be together all the time. There was nothing like, we went everywhere together. We did everything together. Whether we would be sitting home on my bed bored doing nothing, we were together. And it was like the best time. We did so many crazy things. We just went bowling, we went to the beach, we just had such an amazing time together. And it was really hard. Like I said, this summer, out of every other time I had to say goodbye to Adriana, has to be the hardest time I've ever had to do. I went to her house the day before I went to her house, not the day before, the day she left for college. I went to her house at 7 a.m. And I just remember crying with her because it was the hardest thing I had to do, was say goodbye to my best friend. I know I could just call her or go see her because she's only a 2-hour drive, but still, it was the hardest thing I ever had to do. My last opinion about Adriana would have to be that I love her and I thank her for everything she's done for me, for everything she's said to me, everything, just everything. Like, I don't know how to explain it any better. Like, I'm mumbling right now because there's just so many things about you. She's just an amazing person. She just has a big heart. My I'm lucky that she's my best friend. I'm lucky to have somebody in my life, somebody to understand me, somebody who can deal with me because I'm very difficult sometimes. She It's just really hard not having her here anymore. And I miss her every day, and I just can't wait till she's done with college and I'm done with college so we can just like start the next chapter of our life, because she's been here through every other step, everything we've seen together, like everything I've had to deal with in my life since I was little. I've always had her to depend on, and that's just been one thing I love about her. And I just want to say thank you to her. Like I said, I want to say thank you again to her, and just she's just an amazing friend.